Okay, so welcome back to part 2. If you have no idea what this video is about, please check out part 1. If you have no idea what this channel is about, please check out the introduction video. My name is Georgina. Yeah, and welcome to BC21. Woo! So, today we're answering the big question of what is the big deal with Jesus? Dun dun dun. Okay, so I'm not gonna go into part 1's video, but guys, please do check that out. So I left off at Jesus. I don't know if I said Jesus was born, but Jesus was born, right? And before I continue on to this, let me just explain this. This is how awesome this was, right? Is that Jesus was born into this world. That Jesus came into this world the same way that every human comes into this world, that we are born into it. And I think that sometimes we forget that, is that Jesus learned how to walk. Jesus learned how to talk. Jesus had a nappy. Jesus went through puberty, guys. Like, he went through it. That always still blows my mind to this day, is that this holy, awesome, cool person went through puberty. And you know, we forget that because sometimes we're like, oh God, you don't understand what I'm going through. But dudes, Jesus did. Jesus went through everything that we went through. And I think for me, that is one of the biggest, I think for me, that's one of the reasons that makes Jesus such a big deal, is because he relates to everything that we've gone through. He knows what it's like to be on this earth. He knows what it's like to be tempted. He knows what it's like to have urges and want to hit people in the face, you know. Sometimes we paint Jesus as this most perfect person, and yes, he was. But Jesus also had feelings, guys. Like, he was mad, he was sad. One of my favorite scriptures, I don't think it should be my favorite, but anyway, one of my favorite is when he was like in the church part of the building, and he was like throwing tables everywhere, and he was like, how dare you, how dare you. And you know, and that's what, that for me, one of the reasons is, that's what makes Jesus so cool, is that he went through everything that we have gone through. And it not only did it help us in, not only, and you know, this is so cool because Jesus didn't just walk the walk, he and not only did Jesus not only did Jesus like talk the talk, but he walked the walk. And he showed, he didn't just say, he wasn't like one of those people, he wasn't like me who's like, do what I say and not do what I do. But he was like, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna do it, and he did it, and people were like, whoa. And to this day I'm still like, whoa. But that's how cool it was. Jesus also helped with our relationship with God, because now God knew what humans could handle, what they couldn't handle, how they could be tempted, and it's like, it was so cool. Another thing that I find like so cool is that Jesus, so in part 1 I speak about these laws and these expectations, these expectations that were placed on humans, and Jesus literally comes and he's like sliced that like a Wolverine. Like, he's like Hulk smash. I just watched the Avengers, right? So he's like, and he takes rid of all of that. And it's like, he was like this OJ, original Jesus. I'm so cheesy, but I don't care. And he literally did this. Like, Jesus was like this rebel of the time, and hey, rebel. Like, Jesus was this rebel, right? Like, I think one of my favorite stories, like, in the past, men were not allowed to speak to women in public. Like, it was law, it was forbidden. You could not do such things, ha ha ha, right? But did Jesus care? No. Jesus went up to these women at the well and he asked them for water, and he was like, he broke all of these rules. And I think that's why one of the biggest problems is that people had with him is that he showed it's okay. And Jesus did this. He broke all of these expectations. He showed us that we can be who we need to be, but also he showed us that you can rely on God. He showed us that people mess up, but he forgave them. And that is like, what's the big deal about Jesus. But now we get to like the really important part, is that he taught us all these lessons. He came and he destroyed expectations and things. But now Jesus was going to be put to death. And here's what's really crazy is that if you guys have watched the Chronicles of Narnia, yes, I know this is another movie reference, but you know that moment where Edward goes to the White Witch, and then the White Witch comes back and she's like, Edward is ours because in the laws of Narnia all traders belong to him. And Aslan's like, no dude. And Aslan's like, no dude, come, we'll take a decision. And Aslan's like, I will take Edward's place in this pot. So then they kill Aslan, the lion, but Aslan comes back to life because he did nothing wrong. Because he did nothing wrong in this movie, and he comes and he saves the day. That is exactly what Jesus did. Like, Jesus did nothing wrong, but he went and died on the cross. And when he did that, he took all of our sins, like all of it, and he died with it. And he went to hell. So Jesus knows what hell is about, guys, because Jesus was there, and he was there for 3 days, and he was like fighting, like he was like Muhammad Ali. He was like fighting the Satan, like devil, and he won, and it was crazy and it was cool. I'm so passionate. All right, let me wind it down, right? And then Jesus came back to life, right? And there were people who didn't even believe him. They were like, oh, I'm only gonna believe it if I see it. And that was Thomas. And he literally, but we'll get into that. And Jesus literally showed them. He's like, look at my hands. I have nails. I have scars. And he was like, whoa, like, again, Jesus wasn't just saying empty promises. He came and he fulfilled them, and he proved to everybody. Jesus was here and he taught these disciples for another 40 days after he rose from the dead. And he was like, and he taught them lessons, and it was so cool and it was so great. And then he ascended on this cloud like a hero, like, you know, like Hercules, not like the rock Hercules, like the animation Hercules. Like, it was like mystically cool like that. Okay, but I'm going off topic. But that's how great Jesus was. So when he died, he took away all of our sins. Jesus came and showed people how to live. Oh my gosh, I forgot about the most important part, right? Is that sorry, but here's if I can edit this right, this should be great. But if I can't, yeah, anyway, anyway, here's like the craziest part that I forgot is that when Jesus died, do you remember that veil I was talking about, like God veil humans, right? When Jesus died, that veil tore in half, like that veil like tore, and that veil like tore in half down the center, straight down the center, not like me, but that was that. So now God could have a relationship with us. Now I could enter God's presence without burning and without dying and without being all ash like. But that's how great, that's like one of the craziest things. That's like what one of the main big deals about Jesus was. But there were so many more. He did so many miracles, but one of the, like, he understands this, guys, because he was here. He went through it. He went through all of those things. But one of the big deals about him is that he took away our sin. He is the reason we can have an open relationship with God. He fulfilled every promise, and he kept every covenant that was happening with us. And that was, yeah, I hope you guys got what I was saying, because I feel like sometimes I went off the rails. But anyway, hopefully I'll get better at this. Okay, so another example that I can use to explain this is, I'm from South Africa, and we have Vanish here. Like, if you guys know the Vanish ads, but bear with me for this one. So another way I can put this is, I need you guys to imagine you guys have this white t-shirt, and this white t-shirt you just like spend a whole lot of money on, and you were saving up for this white t-shirt, and you got this white t-shirt, and it is like the bomb.com. Like, you look so great in this t-shirt. It fits you in all the right places. It goes with everything. It's literally like the best. And then you go out and you're eating this burger, and no matter how like careful you're trying to be, like you put like 700 napkins on it, you manage to spill your like burger. If you're also a vegan, like a vegan burger, veggie burger, but anyway, we're eating a burger, right? I'm trying not to be insensitive, but we're eating a burger, right? And then you drop the tomato sauce and it falls all over your shirt, and you're just like, oh my soul, and you're like, oh my soul, and you know you have to wipe it out, but as you wipe it out, it leaves the stain, and you're just like, oh, Now, you need to imagine the white shirt is us and the tomato sauce is the sin. Like, what is a sin? What is a sin? A sin is whenever we lie, whenever we do something wrong. Basically, the simplest version is when you lie or when you do something wrong. When you lie, when you steal. We'll go into the 10 Commandments another time as well. But so now this white shirt is stained and it's like, and it's ruined, and then you try, and then you go and wash it, but then somehow the stain spreads, and now the shirt is ruined, and you spend a lot of money on it, and you can't get your value back, and you're like, oh, that's so bummer, man. But and now, like, if you want to wear it again, you have to either cover it up or wear something over, you know, to hide that stain. And no matter how many times you wash it, the stain is not going away. But now you get Jesus who comes along. Jesus is like the Vanish. And for people who aren't in South Africa or don't know who Vanish is, Jesus is like the baking soda. Once you fill this water and you pour Jesus in there, and then you put the shirt in there, and then when you take the shirt out, the shirt is brand new. There is no stains. It looked even better than what it was before. And that, in like the simplest of simplest form, is what Jesus was about. Is that Jesus was someone who comes and he takes away the sins, he takes away your shame, he takes away your hurt, your anger. And that is what the big deal about him is. And like, there's no other way I can try and explain this, and I'm hoping I did a good job in this video, but that is basically one of the main reasons. And I just need to imagine, and now you can wear this shirt boldly, proudly, and like, it's like it never happened again. And and that's the thing, is that no matter how many times you mess up your shirt, which is sinning, like, no matter how many times you mess it up or what you spill on it, if it's oil, if it's tomato sauce, if it's grease, if it's mud, no matter how dirty you get it or how many times you get it dirty, is that no matter whenever you go back to Jesus, this shirt comes out brand spanking new every single time. And that is one of the main reasons, and I think that that's what makes Jesus such a big deal. And he's someone who's not gonna judge us, and he's not gonna like persecute us or like Zeus put us to death with like a lightning bolt. Oh, can you imagine that? And that's what makes Jesus such a big deal, is that he was human. He helps us with our relationship with God. He understands us. He is the baking soda and the Vanish in this world that we need. He's amazing, man. He's so amazing. So I'm hoping that I made my point in this video. I feel like I got so excited and I went a little overboard, but that's cool. So let me know what you guys think. So yeah, oh, the end. Yeah, I don't know if that was really a story, but it was fun to tell. But yeah, please let me know what you guys thought of this video. If you guys have any suggestions for me, please do not be shy. Also, if you guys want to ask another question, you guys can either leave it in the comments below, or you can email me at bc21email@gmail.com, and I will see you guys for the next video. Woohoo! Bye. Bye.